Now, all this is just a huge rumor, man. This can't be true, man. And it's like, I'm saying this as a guy that is not really a fan of FTR, but I'm a fan of wrestling video games. This channel was built on wrestling video gameplay. So I take this very, very seriously. If it's true that FTR will not be on an upcoming AEW game, that is the definition of disrespectful. That is very, very Bush League. I hope it's not true. Very unprofessional. If these two guys were removed from the goddamn game, based on the fact that this game is filled up with tons of new signings after they signed, like the big shows on here, CM Junk, Adam Coleslaw, William Regal is on the game. So where is FTR? How can you not have FTR in the goddamn game, knowing that they are the most popular tag team in your goddamn company? And people think they are the best tag team in that goddamn company. They've been there for 2 years now. Why are they not in a goddamn game? I'm saying this as a guy that is very objective. I want these guys in a goddamn game. I don't care if I don't like them or I do like them. I need these guys in the goddamn game. It's like, that makes zero sense. Look, unless this is a part of some kind of storyline with them eventually turning heel with CM Junk, this makes zero sense. It's like, how do they expect people to buy this game, to take it seriously, when the best tag team in your company is not in the goddamn game? Now, can you imagine the New Day being removed from a WWF game? Can you imagine the Usos not being in a WWF game? I can't see it. People would be outraged. Now, I'm saying this as a guy that, look, I love playing wrestling games. I want these guys in the goddamn game. It's like, I always play as guys who I don't like because I focus on the gameplay. I don't focus on whether I like somebody or not. I focus on their gameplay and how they are presented within the goddamn game. So why are these guys not in the goddamn game? Now, this has happened before with WCW. Like, for example, Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. They were not in WCW versus the NWO Revenge, but they had a good reason for not being in the game. They had a contract dispute with WCW, so it was pointless to put them in the game if they had a contract dispute with Eric Bischoff. So that was pretty understandable. But this is not understandable. Unless these two guys told Tony Khan that they would not be renewing their contract, then there's no excuse on these guys not being in the goddamn game. It's like, are these guys leaving? These guys gotta be leaving, because this is a big deal. This is the first ever AEW game. Hell, you never know, it might be the last game. Like, dog, this game has taken 2 years to make. It's like, this game is gonna be out very late in December. So I'm like, bruh, first off, what's the goddamn hold up? And second of all, you have well of enough time to add these guys to the goddamn game. If it's still in the making, you can still put these guys in a goddamn... Look, I'm sure there's tons of fans that want to play as FTR. Are you serious? It's like, this is a big deal. It's like, that means if I were to talk about FTR in future videos, that means I gotta continue on playing with their characters on WWF 2K. That means I can't play as them in an AEW game, which is stupid. It's like, how can Tony Khan even allow this? Like, first of all, like, dog, Cody Rhodes is gonna be in this game, and he's not even with a goddamn company. So how can you not put FTR in your game, your best tag team? Look, man, these guys, I think these guys are leaving, because all of a sudden they got removed. Look, man, these guys gotta be leaving and going back to Triple H. That's what I think. Because all of a sudden they got removed so late into the game. I think these guys might be leaving. Because what other excuse would they have by taking them out of nowhere? It's like, if these guys are under long-term contracts, then it's going to be very, very awkward if these guys are not in the first ever AEW game. You could make the argument, FTR, they helped build AEW, because they got signed to AEW when it was still new, right? They were signed when AEW was still trying to make noise. So you could make the argument they have helped build a company. They deserve to be in this game. It makes zero sense. It's so unprofessional. It's like, why would you make a game where you got some of your big time stars are not going to be in your first ever, like, this is the first ever game, man. This is history in the making. FTR needs to be in this game. Once again, I'm not a fan of FTR. I think those guys are huge crybabies in real life. But I'm saying, from a objective standpoint, as a guy who plays wrestling video games, these guys should be in the game. Dog, your whole active roster should be in the goddamn game. Look, it makes zero sense for you to fill up your roster to the hundreds, right? That makes no sense. If your roster is so big to the point where certain guys can't be in the goddamn game, that means you are signing too many people. See, at least with the WWF, they give you a chance to download new guys late into the game so you can play as them. That's what I like about 2K. If somebody signed kind of late, or there has been a new character that has been made, they will make them a DLC kind of late into the production, right? That's what I like about 2K. But there's no proof that AEW is going to have any DLC players. They haven't said anything about it. So this might be a permanent thing. I haven't heard no noise about any DLCs. So once again, if your roster is so big where you gotta cut some guys out off a goddamn video game, that means you gotta cut some people. Man, you gotta cut some people, man. You gotta get rid of half your roster, man. It's like, what's the point of having a big roster if half that roster can't even be in your own goddamn game? Look, those guys are big time stars. They don't deserve to be DLC players. Like, DLC players are always guys that are in the mid card. They are not main eventers. Like, they are guys that not a lot of people know, and that they are not hot commodities. These guys are too big names to be DLCs. Like, they've been with AEW for like 2 years now. They've been with the company for like 2 years now. They don't deserve to be DLCs. That's very disrespectful. A guy like a Swerve or a Keith Lee or a Buddy Matthews, guys like that, they should be DLCs because they are still kind of new. Only new guys like a Daniel Bryan, he can be a DLC. But FTR, they've been there for 2 years, man. They shouldn't be DLCs. But what makes it worse is there's no proof that this game will have any DLCs. Nobody has said anything. So this is very disrespectful that your best tag team won't be in the game. Look, they better hope this is a huge storyline or something like where it's like, okay, FTR, they feel so disrespected where they are not in the game. So that will be added on to a damn heel turn or something with CM Junk. See, this can either be a storyline that leads to a heel turn, or this is real stuff. And these guys might leave or something because there's no excuse. Your best tag team should be in the goddamn game, bro. I said, I'm done.